Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Once in a while, God graces the soul and gives it the human body. But the human form is also not enough to achieve the supreme goal. So many human beings have no knowledge of God, no interest in self-realization. So Shankaracharya said, you will need 3 graces. And these 3 graces are the most important graces of God. Durlabham trayamevaitat daiva anugraha karakam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha sambhava. The first grace is the attainment of the human form. The second is mumukshatvam, to develop a hunger for self-growth. It is not there in everyone. We have a Indian community of possibly 500,000 people in the Bay Area, and 500 made it to the evening program. The ones who were thirsting. And what about the other 95,500? What happened to them? Say, that is all right, but I have got some other entertainment for today. So if somebody develops the aspiration, I wish to know God, it's the second grace. And then the third grace, to meet a guide, a mentor, a guru who can show us the pathway. Now, if these 3 graces somebody receives, that person is the most fortunate person. There is no grace of God that is remaining. The only thing that remains is to grace our own selves, which means to use these graces and move ahead. So one Satsangi went to Maharajji and said, Maharajji, I am so unfortunate. Maharajji said, you are one of the most fortunate people on the planet. Even the Devi Devatas would pray to get your form. So how come you are thinking that I am so unfortunate? Because we are looking on material reversals as misfortunes and material prosperity as good fortune. But that is all like decorating the externals while the soul within remains thirsty. Ultimately, it will all get turned to mud one day. Ultimately, we will leave it all behind and move ahead. जग छोड़ना ही होगा गोविंद राधे पहले ही छोड़ी मन हरि में लगा दे. Shri Maharaj Ji says, one day you have to leave the world. So why not leave it from your mind right now, the attachment, and take your mind to God? So Kripaluji Maharaj has said, this is the golden chance Matan mor pati jiye. Believe me. Banan chahat amar suhagini. Suhag is your partner. So, any lady would love to have an amar suhag. But the problem is that this body is made of mud, and one or the other passes away from the world, and the suhag is finished. And even while it is there are so many conflicts and disharmony that goes on. It is not like a dream relationship that is only for advertisements made for each other. The reality is quite different in the world. So, is it possible to become an Amar Suhagini? Yes, it is possible if you make Sri Krishna as your Suhag. And that opportunity is available not to the ladies alone, but to the gents as well. Because from the spiritual perspective, the soul is feminine. The soul is the servitor, and God is the enjoyer. Hence, He is Purush and we are Prakriti. Prakriti serves the Purush. So, from our spiritual identity, we are all servitors of the Lord. That service can take on a variety of forms. Yashoda Maya serves Sri Krishna as the mother. Kanaya, I'll take care of you. The Sakhas serve Sri Krishna as his friend. Come on, we'll put our hand around your neck and let's go, buddy. Because they know that Sri Krishna will get happiness from such friendship. And the gopis, they serve Sri Krishna as their beloved. These are different forms of service, but the goal is always one: to give happiness to our beloved. So, you say, can we make Sri Krishna our beloved? Can we make him our child? Sri Krishna says, I'm open for it. Because you are my little part. I've got no hesitation. Your every relationship is with me. The limits are all in your mind. Can I look on Sri Krishna as my friend? Sri Krishna says, I am closer to you than your life heirs. You remove these mental barriers that you have made. And more sabahi ekatum Swami. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. So, if you wish to become the Amar Suhagini, the Bhagavatam, Ved Vyasa said, Gopinam tatpatinam cha sarvesham eva dehinam. Sri Krishna is the Pati. He is the beloved of the gopis and also the beloved of the husbands of the gopis. And all the other patis of the world, Brihaspati, Saraswati, Prajapati, Arabpati, Khopadapati, Sri Krishna is the pati of all these patis. Patim patinam paramam parastat. In the Shvetashvatar Upanishad of the Yajurved, this mantra states, Patim patinam, he is the pati of all the patis. So, have no hesitation. Move ahead fearlessly on the path of God. Fear is in the world. Should I engage in an emotional relationship with this person, but it'll make me vulnerable because if she doesn't behave, then I'll feel hurt. These kind of thoughts come in the world, right? In the spiritual side, the scripture says, Dhavan nimilyava netre nas khalen na pate diha. Close your eyes and run. Close my eyes and run. My God, If there's a lamppost in between or a tree and I get hit, no. Sri Krishna will maintain your yogakshema. So have no hesitation. Have faith. Faith and enthusiasm. Always remember these two words. They are your strength on the spiritual path. These are the two pillars on which the palace of bhakti will be built. The first is faith. Sri Krishna loves me. There is no hesitation or deficiency from his side. I need to love him now. Faith. And faith that love is sufficient and complete. I don't need to awaken Kundalini. I don't need to do Kriya Yoga. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, I liked what you are teaching, but can I also do Kriya Yoga? Look, you are welcome to do Kriya Yoga. But if you have faith, you have no need for Kriya Yoga. Why? In Kriya Yoga, you are meditating on your life heirs. And in Raganuga Bhakti, you have faith. All I need to do is to love God. He will take care of everything else. So, Mam evaye prapadyante mahayam metantarantite. Faith in our sadhan, faith in our Ishtadev, and faith in our Guru. This is one of the pillars. And the second pillar is utsah, enthusiasm. When you are enthusiastic, the biggest of obstacles diminishes in size and appears to be puny. When you are not enthusiastic, the smallest of hindrances seems to grow to huge proportions. I come across people, because I'm traveling all the time, Are bhai, you used to come to satsang. What happened? Why did you stop? Swamiji, so much of problem. What problem? I went to satsang, but when I sat there for the kirtan, my neighbor used to look in my book. I have stopped going to satsang. Such a big problem. I say, my God, neighbor used to look in your book. Now you are laughing. But for that person, it is a big problem. And the reason for the problem is lack of enthusiasm. So the positive force is less than the hindrance. And if the positive force increased through enthusiasm, it would cut through the problems like the knife cuts through melted butter. So one with Utsaha says, what is this Maya? It's a power of God nevertheless, but I will move ahead despite all problems. And what propels us is motivation, enthusiasm, inspiration, or utsaha. And how do you develop inspiration? By remembering what we have just discussed in the first two lines. As avasar phir nahi milego. Remember the golden chance you have got, which is passing away with every moment. Maharaj Ji was relating once. He was in Delhi and he went for morning walk to India Gate. India Gate is a nice place for a morning walk. And he saw that 40, 50 retired IAS officers used to come and sit there and do chit chat. If some Delhi walas are here, you will be aware that they have a habit. In the evening, they'll gather in Ajmal Khan Park, etc., and in hundreds and just do gupshup. Maharajji thought, let me hear what are they speaking. They were discussing politics at 6:30 in the morning. अरे वो नेहरू की कोई अकल नहीं है, अरे उसको कुछ आता नहीं है. Maharajji thought these retired IAS people, they have got nothing better to do. They are thinking life is just to waste in this manner. While Chanakya Pandit says, even one moment that you waste is the biggest calamity. Sahanis tan mahachidram samoha savibramah yan muhurtam kshanam vapi vasudevam na chintayet. The moment where you forgot the purpose of your life, that moment is the actual calamity. Kaha Hanumant. Hanumanji said, Vipati Prabhu soi, jab tav sumiran bhajanan hoi. When we forgot your bhajan and smaran, that is the vipatti. So, this inspiration, I must use the golden chance I have got, and it is fading away. I have been coming to Bay Area for 15 years almost. One gentleman who was coming from 2009, his wife met me, Swamiji. Now he was an old man. He became older. He became unwell. He is no longer able to come for the LTP. Say, look, few years time slot is all we have. Make the best out of it. Otherwise, the opportunity will be gone. And then we will go there, the dark night will await us. And what is the dark night? You go back into the 8.4 million species. Say, no, the human form is reserved for me. Absolutely not. It all depends on our karmas. What makes you think the human form is reserved for you? When you go for an exam, on the answer sheet you write Radhe, 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 Radhe. And you think I'll get admission into Stanford? People will say you're dreaming. You should have answered the questions properly. Likewise, whatever we do is creating our eligibility for the next form that we get. So, realize the golden chance and the urgency of needing to use it. Because avasar bityo jat are man avasar bityo jat are man. On one side, the golden chance is available. On the other side, God says, look, it will not be a sasta soda. Because if you want my love, once I give you bhakti, I will become your servant. I am willing to give you the key to my whole treasure chest, O soul. Right now, say, God, what is your will? We will fulfill. After receiving divine love, God will ask, Yashoda Maiya, what is your wish? Oh, gopis, what do you want me to do? Now the equation will reverse. That is the albelapan of God. Albelo hamaro yar prem ke bandhan mein. Albela means vichitra. Nahi jat samadhin yogin jai nachat ta thei brajanarin ki tar. Now the gopis say, Sham Sundar, dance. We will give you chach. What is chach? You ask the Gujaratis. When you take out from yogurt, you take out the fat. What remains is chach. Is it something to dance about? And the person dancing is God Himself. He whose Maya makes us all dance. To Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, the Shadripu. Big yogis and munis tremble. That Mayapati dances before the gopis. And what for? For chach.